The biggest success that I've had is my consistency, and the way that I can do that is by making sure that I treat my body the right way. And
it's these types of sessions that are the hardest ones. Like
just a walk in the park, 40 seconds.
Generally, like it doesn't like. You know what I mean? My mind, I'm so relaxed. I've never been more relaxed in my life. My legs are just—they're running away from police down here. Look at them. So I'm gonna do 10 miles today, and then we'll have plyos to do as well. Thursday's more a priming day before Big Friday session, so we're just getting the body kind of. It sometimes feels a little bit sluggish if all you're doing is just running mileage. So to get ready to run fast tomorrow, we'll do a little bit of plyos, a little bit more power stuff to get the body primed to go. Really, that's today. 10 miles isn't that massively fast, so. Depends. Who is Josh Kerr? It's a great question. So for me, I focus on trying to be the best in the world in the 1500, and you know, my goal in life was just to create the right team around me and get passionate about my sport of pushing boundaries for British clean athletes, and hopefully I can push the boundaries of what's been achieved so far in my career. Consistency is my biggest strength. From a running standpoint, I don't miss days. That's the way that we focus and structure our training. Is, you know, you can have these flashy days, you can have these, you know, those big workouts that everyone wants to watch, or you can slowly but surely chip away at it. And that consistency just means that we're not taking big leaps, and we know what works. So that's a big superpower for me. And then knowing how much I have to work on the mind to allow the body to do what it does.
3, 2, 1, hit it. 5 seconds, Josh. 4, 3, 2, 1, done.
We start doing exercises that look difficult, but are actually easy.
Yeah.
You know? You're like, oh yeah, that looks great, Josh. Cue the. Okay.
Wow. I think you got a chip on your shoulder to run a 52 tomorrow now, doing that.
Fire you up, dog. If you can run a 52, you can run a rep tomorrow.
Right.
Ooh. He wants to stand there with a watch, you see. But good for the cameras.
Oh, dude. Good God.
Oh my God. What is it? You just can't. No. I haven't lost a race in 8 months. One of the best runners in the world. Have a bad day. You shag one sheep, you're a sheep shagger for life. That's all I. My left leg's gone, mate. It's fine.
I'm starting to dance.
This is where you have to separate the mind from the legs.
Just a walk in the park, 40 seconds?
Generally, like, it doesn't, like, you know what I mean? My mind, I'm so relaxed. I've never been more relaxed in my life. My legs are they're running away from police down here. Look at them.
My heels want to touch so bad.
I know, right? They're like, if you just let me down, it would be okay. If you just let me
I
touch.
feel like I'm pogoing right now.
Get it together, boys.
Done. I'm cut off. I forgot my legs have its own personality.
I wasn't that bad. Throw it out there.
The biggest success that I've had is my consistency, and the way that I can do that is by making sure that I treat my body the right way, and you know, give it time when it needs time, and give it a bit of love when it needs love, and that means I can get out there every day and run, and that consistency has allowed me to be the best in the world. So, you know, taking the time and realizing that, you know, whatever my body's screaming out for, I'm going to give it, and that's, you know, a bit more mobility in places to make sure that everything's moving properly, and also just a bit of breath work as well within that, to make sure the mind's ready to take on the challenges. So that's where I'm seeing a huge benefit in that structure, is just that, you know, the reliability of knowing that if I'm doing this stuff, it's definitely the right things. I normally use pliability in the mornings. You know, when we have long days, sometimes double days, the morning definitely is pretty stiff, and so just getting into a routine of, you know, heading to the gym and putting a little bit of work in. The best part is, you know, it can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or it can be a little bit longer depending on what I need. And each day there's something a bit more specific. But, you know, with all the different routines, it's always good to keep it fresh, and there's always something new on there that I like. Just a really slow 1.5-mile jog just to get the body moving a little bit. It's kind of like race day simulation stuff, just to make sure my body knows kind of what it's going to go through for races. So it's doesn't look special, but gets the body moving a little bit. So normally what athletes will do, they'll run like
10 minutes or so in the morning before like an evening race, just to get the body moving a little bit. And I realized like in the last kind of couple of years, I'm like, I don't ever practice that other than when I race, and I don't race that often, so I need to practice that a bit more often. So yeah, just get up, get it done, and plus it's not too hot, so pretty nice.
I have a full rest day every week, and I have my whole career. I say a rest; it's a rest from running, but it's definitely a very switched on one from everything else. So my rest day looks like get up, go through a pliability routine. My non-negotiables are no meetings at all. I'm really trying to switch off from running.
When the sun's not yet, it makes a difference. Plus it's always quiet, so it's good. But yeah, now I just eat. I'll probably get in the hot tub.
Nice.
Mentally prepare a little bit, and then get to work in 3 hours or so. So we have 4x400. The idea is, like, what you can average for 3 400s is normally a very good indicator for what you can run over 800. But I don't know, Danny just threw another one in there. I want to say he just threw it in there just because of, he thinks from a strength side, like because I'm coming from the 3K 1500, it would make more sense to try and see if we can average it over 4. So we'll see how that goes. But
You can average before
I don't want to muck up the splits, so mostly just wanting to make sure I can hit them bang on. I know I'll feel like good, like I know my body's going to feel good, but it's want to make sure that if I'm locked in enough, then I'll be able to hit the splits. But you know, you want to be within 0.1, 0.2 of a second of what you want to hit, and you know, you want to be within 0.1, 0.2 of a second of what you want to hit, and sometimes that's a lot easier said than done, especially if it's windy, but it seems nice and calm today, so it'll be good.
The hardest part for prepping would be not missing days. You know, it's the balance, it's the red line balance of walking, of like, I'm trying not to get ill or injured, but I also need to be right on the line of ill and injured, which means, you know, I have to get my nutrition right. I need to make sure that I've got my macros in, and then I also need to be pushing the training, but I need to be fresh on the day. So it's a constant daily balance struggle. But if you have the right team around you, of, you know, professionals and people who know what they're doing in each area, then it's much easier for the athlete to just do their job and listen to the coaching staff and try and perform as much as possible. But yeah, you're definitely walking a red line quite a lot.
Right.
Yeah, these are my custom pair of Hyperion LDs, and so they've got kind of some of my logos inside the spike, and then they got my signature on the side. Trying to convince Brooks to sell them on the website, but yeah, I think it's very special to get a piece of gear that's custom to you. I think, you know, the gear you're putting on for competition is really important. What kind of triggers it gives you, and being able to put your foot in a spike that has your face on it is definitely knowing that you've come a long way, and I've worked hard to get to this point, and I know that I've got a bunch of people that are working behind the scenes on all my gear and things that are, yeah, putting in the hard yards there so that I can go out and perform when it comes to the big stage, really. So yeah, special pair of spikes. So today is a very specific 800 session, and which is not normal that we have to be so reliant on splits, but because it is so reliant on splits, we want to make sure we have the right weather for it, and yeah, 30 odd mile per hour winds is not the move for that. So just run a bit of an audible, run it tonight, and yeah, deal with a bit of change. So it's good to have a bit of change in the program and be flexible when it comes to these kind of more intense sessions. So that's the plan.
Last 200 meters to go, something like that, and you can hear the person right behind you and how close they are to you. What is going through your head to like stay out in front?
That's a great question, and one I don't get asked very often. I haven't really said it. So the mind is very flowy during these states, and so we get into a flow state, and I kind of allow the body to take over because my instincts are really good. I've been doing this sport for a long time. But in the last 200, there's a lot. I am swearing at myself quite a lot, and just trying to keep structure. So, making sure the knee drive is good, making sure my arm carry is good, and just focus on the breath and getting to the line really. But there's a lot of real deep battles going on inside the mind, but my body's always capable. I just need to make sure that it's available to go after these and the mind's not stopping it.